I have many graduates at home in Hungary. Many of them are very intuitive. One of them, her name is Gabriela Domokos. If the internet doesn't work in her house, she goes to relaxed state. She imagines a computer and reads her real emails.
That's incredible. Really?
It exists.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Love, Awaken, and Prosper. I am Sergia Starr, and this is episode 10 of the Silva Method Explained. And this is Jose Silva, who created the Silva Method Meditations. And I am, again, your host, Sergia Starr. So today we're talking about Jose Silva and the Silva Method. I have been doing 100 days of meditation, and I wanted to share why I started the first 21 days with Jose Silva. And we will be visiting some more of his guided meditation exercises as we go along. As you know, I do the 5 a.m. meditations live on Instagram, and they are recorded, and you can see them at your own leisure on my YouTube channel at Sergia Starr. So let's jump in about this wonderful man. He's so adorable. Jose Silva. He was born August 11, 1914, and passed away February 7, 1999. He was a parapsychologist and author of the Silva Method and the Silva Ultramind ESP system, intended to help people increase their IQ, develop psychic skills, and to develop the ability to heal both themselves and others remotely using forces unknown to science.
Of all the books on my bookshelf, there's one book that I picked up 14 years ago that dramatically changed my life. And that book was by Jose Silva. It was based on the Silva Method, the original mind science system that transformed so many of the greatest spiritual teachers in the United States. So many people talk about meditation. They talk about manifesting. But Jose Silva fine-tuned it with science, testing it out on some 6 million Silva graduates.
I know this. To me, this is so exciting. So I wanted to talk about the left and right brain esoteric views. If you can tell, you guys know that I'm a writer, so I use WRITE, but it's your right brain. It's your creative brain. So the esoteric views. So the abilities that you may gain by syncing both left and right brain are believed to make you be limitless, like in the movie, for real. So this is what you will acquire. This is what real people have acquired. So, and in his studies, he says everyone that he worked with, some were faster than others, but everyone got a chance to experience these things. So increase in intuition, which I call that opening your third eye, connect to higher consciousness, or what is also called the collective, ability to touch a book and know what it's about. Like, I've actually seen children do this. And it is amazing, yes. You can read blindfolded. You can heal yourself. You can attract anything that you want, and you can problem solve faster. This and so much more. I just didn't have the space for it, and I probably will talk about it as we go along.
Telepathy does exist. It's a proven fact. Science has proven that telepathy does exist. So there is a radio transmitter receiver like connection between human minds. There are hundreds and hundreds of experiments proving it, so it cannot be questioned. But this makes it possible to help other people. For example, in 1997, December, at the prestigious Harvard University, the medical faculty, there was a conference whether distant healing is a possibility or is just fantasy. And at the end of the conference, it was stated, it was declared that yes, it is possible. So if you have a friend who is sick, even if he is 1,000 kilometers away, if you go into this relaxed state and you help him in your imagination to get better, it has a real effect, a tangible effect.
So 4 ways to attain these gifts is, first, you must have a desire. Second, you must believe that this is possible. Third, expectation. You must expect it to happen. And 4, positive thoughts.
Thoughts create emotions. So observing 60,000 thoughts a day, it's impossible. But if you observe your emotional state, if you feel fine, if you feel good, then you have positive thoughts. If you feel bad, then you have negative thoughts. It's that simple. It's as simple as that. But one pulling back force is the fear of change. We all have some fear of change because the subconscious mind, the brain wants security, to feel familiar. So therefore, before going for a goal, starting to program for a goal, I recommend writing a list of joys that we will achieve when we get to our goal, because it makes the desire so strong that it easily overcomes this putting back force, the fear of change.
Thoughts create emotion. These gifts are attained by staying in a positive thought vibration, also known as a positive mental attitude. You will slow down attraction of your desires by being in a negative state of mind. So be aware of your thoughts. We do this by 1, observing your emotional state. How do I feel? I feel good, I feel bad. Easy. 2, if upset, ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Some of us, will know that right away. An argument with your children, your husband, your friend, money problems. You don't have a job, you need a job. You don't feel well, problems with somebody else, worrying about somebody being sick, And in these times we are worrying about a lot of our loved ones who have been sick, especially with COVID. So just be aware. 3, acknowledge what it is and find a solution to solve it. There are ways to solve it, and if you don't have any control, there's always prayer. That's for me. That's what I do. And this work, I envision my family members healed and relationship resolved or in peace. That's the work that I do, and that's the work that Jose Silva teaches us to do. 4, if it's not something that you can solve, leave it to God or the universe or whatever you believe created you and all that exists. Right? All right. So, wow, the Jose Silva's Ultra Mind ESP system, scale of brain evolution. I want to talk about this. His meditation, he has a centering meditation that I actually used as part of the first 21 days of meditation. I use Jose Silva himself. I also use his daughter, Laura Silva, and one of his other instructors. His name is Ed Byrne, I think, Jr. Yes, Ed Byrne Jr. So I use both, all 3 of their voices, and here is if you could tell, I want you to focus on the green. It says the alpha center. And that is what Jose Silva wants us to get to, the alpha levels, right? So to this thing that we're looking at now, the Jose Silva Ultramind ESP system and the scale of brain evolution tells us where our brain goes. So let's look, the alpha, the green is where we want to go. But let's look at the blue, beta. Notice that it's the largest part of it. Beta is actually where we are when we are awake. In our woken state of mind. And this is where he calls this outer conscious levels. And this is where our senses are ignited. We can see the sound, we can hear sound, we smell, we taste, we touch. We are alert and we are awake. So the brain, if you put, I think it's the if you put sensors on your brain, it will take note of the levels of your brain's vibrations. And it will go from 14, this is 14 to 21, but it goes higher. But let's say 14 to 21. Let's look at the numbers, because I'm only sharing what I know for now. And from what I've read and my study with the Jose Silva Method, I've read his books. I have listened to the lectures. So I love this. So when we're in beta, we are awake. And he calls it the outer conscious levels. In the meditations, he talks about that we will be in control of our feelings and our thoughts, even in the outer conscious levels. And that just means that you are alert and aware and awakened to things that trigger you. And things will trigger you without even you knowing. It could be somebody walking in front of you, stepping on your brand new shoes. And it's just you learning what that means. When we are triggered and we are put in a negative, when we're like shift, if somebody has the control to shift us really quickly, that's not us being in control. It's not. So in the meditations, he talks a lot about you will be in control even in your outer conscious levels, even in an argument with someone, even in dealing with your daily life of not having the things that you want, not being where you want to be in your career, not feeling successful, all these things, not having what others have or what you think others have. These things are things that are controlling you and putting you in a negative vibration. So the whole point of achieving and acquiring the things that you want is to stay in a positive vibration, which is what the Jose Silva is all about, being alert to your feelings and your thoughts. So this is you in the blue. When we go into the centering exercise, which is a meditation, guided meditation, he teaches us how to go here and how to get to these levels. And the first thing that you do, of course, when you meditate is that you close your eyes. And then you place yourself in a passive space, a safe space. And he says this can be the beach, it could be a walk in the wood, it could be you fishing, it could be you in your room, where you feel safe in your bed, and wherever you feel safe and relaxed. Then this is where you go to, right? And there's so much more to these exercises. I'll definitely, if you go to my website, to my YouTube channel, I have the links. If you go to my playlist, 100 Days of Meditation, I literally have the links so you could go directly to his meditations and all the other instructors' meditations for you to visit whenever you want to. So at alpha is our inner conscious levels. This is where our subconscious mind is reprogrammed to do and feel and what we want it to do, right? Because it does what it wants to do, but we have the power to change that. We have the power to change behaviors and thoughts that are deep inside us, but we just become awakened to it. And then we do this by visualization. So this is your mental world. There is, it's the subjective mind. There is ESP, which is extrasensory perception, which means, yeah, that you can become clairvoyant. Like things can come to you, information comes to you that will be useful for you to achieve the things that you want to achieve.
One day she was called by a guy that, Gabriela, can you check my father at level? Sure, I have time. She went to level. She knew only the name, age, and address of that person. And she saw that that guy is in a surgery room, operation theater, and they are performing abdominal surgery. And she saw that they are sewing the wound, but they left a cloth in the abdomen. So she called back that, is your father in this surgery treatment? Well, immediately tell the surgeon that they forgot a piece of cloth in the abdomen. And it was true.
And this is no time and space, this alpha center. And the levels, no time and space, meaning it's exactly that, no time and space. It's just your mind. And you get to alpha levels when you're about to fall asleep, when you are daydreaming, when you are napping. Sometimes when we're driving, we go into our alpha levels. You notice when you drive and you get home and you're like, how did I get here? Like, oh my goodness, I was just thinking in my head throughout the whole thing. That is a great time for you to start thinking about the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. Don't ever think about the things that you don't want. Don't do that to yourself. Period. Right? So deep, heavy thoughts, right? And so if we have brain scanners on, we will see that our brain levels, right? If you think of a scanner, think about the, when you're watching a television show and it has like the beats of your heart rate, then it just goes up and down like that. That's what your brain does too. So the levels when you're in alpha are from 7 to 14, right? And the great number that they want us to stay at is at 10, because it's right at the center. So we know like it stays there. And something else that they really talk about the alpha level is that when you think about a negative thought, in the meditations he talks positive thoughts and positive vibrations will give me everything that I desire, right? When you start thinking, their study has shown when you start thinking negative, you come out of alpha. Isn't that amazing? Your body starts tensing up. Your mind starts awakening, and the vibration in your brain starts like reacting faster, and you go to beta. You start being alert and you go to beta. So you cannot really have any negativity happening in your alpha levels. So that's not going to work. And your desires are not going to be achieved, because we could only get it through your love and your good vibrations. Let's go to theta, the red bar. Wow, theta. Okay, so in theta, is the brain levels are from 4 to, it says, he calls it brain rhythm or the cycles per second, right? I just saw the little mark there. So the theta brain rhythm is between 4 and 7. You can go deep into the theta in a deep sleep. Another thing about theta is that people can go to this level, there are people who have sworn that they will never take any drugs in their system. And these are people who have been addicted to drugs or alcoholics, and they do a declaration never to put any medication or any drugs in their system. Um, and that is really true. Like some get operated on without this. So there is, I even heard, I saw an interview with a man who actually knows how to go to Theta and got an operation on like that cut, and he didn't feel it at all. This is his statement. I haven't done it. I don't know if I will, but this is for painless surgery and dentistry, etc. Like being, yeah, that is a wonderful skill to have. Like if you could go here, it's a wonderful thing to do. Let's continue on to Delta. Now, Delta is below 4, if you could see that. But what do they call? What he says is this is the connection with the higher intelligence, Delta, and he says this when we're going into a deep sleep, right? So let me. So the higher intelligence, as Jose Silva says, explains it, it's very spiritual, and he talks about being connected to. Some people may call it their ancestors, their guardian angels, their guides, right? So here he says is where when you have dreams and you have visions in your dreams and you remember your dreams, that this is information for you to bring back with you when you go into your deep sleep. That your angels are trying to give you some information on what it is that you have to do, or just information that you need to help you. Everything is to help you, to alert you, to awaken you, to make you feel safe, whatever that is, or to warn you, right? So in this level, another thing that they mentioned is when a newborn, when a baby is in its mother's womb, it's in Delta. Like when they check their brain frequency, the child is in Delta. Another time that we go past Delta, like we'll go to all these levels. Delta is the last level of when you go to the other side. When people who are passing away and they're connected to a brain scanner. I don't have the words for that. But is it EKG system? I can't even think. I'm sorry. But like if they're connected to a sensor, or their brain sensor, that their last hit is the Delta. They pass Delta all the way down until they go to the other side. And Jose Silva explains that is where we come from. We come from somewhere else, and he believes in that we came from somewhere, and I believe that too. I believe that we all come. I believe in reincarnation. I believe that just God has. We don't know, but sometimes I feel that like that's a strong feeling. That we come from the other side and we just go back. All right, let me continue. So that's it on the scale of brain evolution. I hope that you get it and know that we always want to get to our alpha levels, but our theta and delta levels are also very powerful for us to use. So the Silva Method by instructor Dr. Asla states, right? He says, for a long time, doctors believed that there were only two basic physiological states, awake and asleep. So Harvard University professor Herbert Benson showed there is also a third important state, and that is the relaxed state. He examined what happens to us when relaxed. And this is the results. One, our blood vessels dilate. Therefore, our organs' blood supply is much better. Two, our brain gets more oxygen than during deep sleep. Just great stuff. Three, the cellular metabolism decreases by 18 to 20%, which during sleep is only 8% to 10%. Wow. And four, our blood's lactic, okay, I gotta say that again. Our blood's lactic acid level also decreases, and the cholesterol level drops by 20%. So basically, you're healing. And this is a lot of what the Jose Silva people have said, that a lot of his graduates, when they take the 4-day seminar, within a year, 60% of them are off medication. 60% are off their medications, and 55% get less sick. These are from the people who they studied who have taken the Jose Silva method. And that to me, it's just, isn't that just great news that you could just meditate and be quiet and learn the Silva method to do this. That I want to suggest this because I have not yet found tools that have shown me how to meditate. People just say, just close your eyes and sit. But his tools really add to just a great way of doing it. Just more information. Okay. So how to get the brain working. So the Silva guided meditations are also going to be linked in. I'll probably link them all in this video. I'm probably going to put this on YouTube. Of course I am. Of course I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. Yeah, of course. So I'll have all of these linked so that you guys can check it out. This is how to get the brain working. So use the Silva guided meditations to acquire limitless abilities by learning how to place your mind in alpha, theta, and delta levels. So you will do the centering exercises. I'll link that. There's a mirror of the mind exercise, which I love. And the target image exercise, which is also very amazing. And many more. There are many more. So learn to meditate for at least 15 minutes, 3 times a day. This is his suggestion. He says you only need 15 minutes. And he says once a day is great, 2 times a day. So he says the best one is early in the morning as you wake up, because you're coming out of alpha. So you're still very close to alpha because you're sleepy. So he suggests if, get up, go to the bathroom, put 15 minutes on your timer, go back, sit in a chair, on a comfortable chair, or you can sit up in your bed. Do not lay down. Sit up and do the meditations, what he teaches you. And you have to look at the video to understand what it is, right? So just do this. Just learn to do it in the morning. He said the second best time is when you go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, it's, because you're tired, your body's tired and sleepy, and you're about to go to alpha, right? So the alpha levels are there. So you get to go there very quickly. And this is for you to do your visualization work, work on the things that you're wanting to achieve in this world, the things that you want to attract. So this is why. Then the third time is during lunch, after lunch, actually, not during lunch. After you had your lunch in the middle of the day, if you take 15 minutes to do that, this is why he says this. After you eat, your body is digesting your food. So it becomes very relaxed. Your body's already making you sleepy because you just ate a meal, right? So do this by doing that. So that's what he says: morning, the best time; evening, before you go to bed, the best second time; and the third best time is after lunch. And he suggests this for people who are trying to heal. There have been people who have healed themselves, oh my goodness, from cancer, from diabetes, from drug addictions, from other illnesses that are that 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 are, it's incredible, but I believe it. Like, there's too many testimonies, thousands and thousands of testimonies of how people have healed themselves by using the Silva Method. It's amazing. And oh God, yeah, there you go. All right, so wow, this is a beautiful poem that I got from, actually, the instructor, Dr. Asla, shared this poem and in Hungarian, and I researched it and I got the translation. And it says, I live on the sky and on the ground. I'm simultaneously in and out at the border of two realities. Darkness dawns and sun glitters, and my life is continuously sloped by experience and intelligence. These two aspects are simultaneously present in our lives: emotion and intelligence, the material and the spiritual, intangible but existing worlds. I said world, he says world. But yes, I think that's really beautiful, that just because we can't see things doesn't mean that they are not there.
Yeah, there are many, many things that are invisible, yet they are existing. Actually, for example, radio waves. There are radio waves in this room. We don't see, but it's part of our physical reality. So as the human evolution goes on, we realize that we can do much more things than we thought we can. The limit between possible and impossible is much further than we thought it was. As far as I see, evolution is about realizing our possibilities. At first we realized the physical possibilities. In the ancient times, when one of our ancestors was feeling cold, he was looking for a cave. Now, later they learned how to build houses. And now we learn to realize the power of the mind, which is a new chapter in evolution as far as I see.